Tonight on Connecticut's news station, an increase coming to some people's electric bills, but thanks to a state decision today, it's less than it might have been. Details on Pura's decision against United Illuminating and what it means for you ahead.
And a new contract for Connecticut Sikorsky is the largest yet. We're looking into just how many jobs this deal with the Navy will bring to the state.
Plus, a Fox 61 exclusive. Families are frustrated and scrambling after Apple Rehab asked the state to shut down. Why the nursing home says it just can't keep its doors open, and what comes next. Straight ahead.
And yet another corrections officer assaulted on the job. The union says something needs to change while these violent incidents keep happening. We'll hear from them coming up.
Now at 6, this is Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Good evening. Thanks for staying with us here on the Fox 61 News at 6. I'm Sarah Sanchez.
And I'm Brent Harden. And we are starting with a traffic alert here at 6. If you're trying to get home or get somewhere else, right now police are on I-95 southbound after a car and a tractor trailer collided. This happened just before 5 p.m. It happened around exit 42 in Bridgeport. EMS and fire crews are also on the scene. Police are telling us there may be injuries, but everyone is expected to be okay. Anyone who saw what happened should contact police, and if you are near there, reroute or expect delays.
Now to a Fox 61 exclusive. A nursing home in Chester has asked the state for permission to close.
Yeah, the state now has a big decision to make, one that will impact families who are scrambling to figure out what's next for their loved one. Fox 61's Matt Karen has our story.
Behind me is Apple Rehab Chesterfields. It's a 60-bed facility, but the company says a lot of those beds are empty, which factored into their decision to close.
I was extremely upset. This is my father's home. It's been his home for the last 5.5 years.
Ginger Muscarella's 80-year-old father, Fred Andrioli, has dementia. Leaving the only home he remembers will be a struggle.
This is going to be very disruptive to his life. I'm literally 8 minutes away from where he lives right now, and this is going to be separating us a little bit more.
But nursing home operator Apple Rehab says it's been a struggle for them too. In this letter sent to families, Apple says, quote, the decision to close comes after years of painstaking efforts to revitalize. Going on to say closure has become imminent. Chesterfield's Medicare rating just 1 star, specifically citing a decline in residents and staffing challenges since COVID, coupled with losing more than $500,000 over just the last year.
I just think that this facility has been let go. One CNA is handling 20 plus residents on my father's unit, which is virtually impossible.
Healthcare union SEIU telling Fox 61 this is what happens when the state fails to fund competitive salaries and benefits. Nursing homes have lost 15% of their staff since COVID, the American Healthcare Association calling it a historic workforce crisis. The final decision here in Chester rests with the State Department of Social Services. It has 30 days to either grant, modify, or deny the closure.
This is not a decision that the department makes lightly. This is a decision that this is why we take up to 30 days, because we want to make sure that, again, the safety, the well-being, and ultimately the happiness of the residents are taken into consideration, but we want to keep them in a very safe environment.
The state says they'll consider a number of factors, including the availability of nursing home beds within a 15-mile radius and making sure that the residents here are not in any immediate jeopardy. The nursing home says they have placement coordinators on staff to help families find another facility. Reporting in Chester, Matt Karen, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Thank you, Matt. For the second time this week, a Connecticut corrections officer has been assaulted by an inmate, and it's the 4th attack on a CO in the last 3 weeks. The latest happened yesterday. The violent attack happened at the Cheshire Correctional Institution. Fox 61's New Haven County Bureau reporter Julia LeBlanc shares a strong message from union leaders at the Cheshire Correctional Institution.
We spoke with the correction officer who was attacked by an inmate here yesterday. Tonight, he's in recovery and at home, but his union leaders say he's lucky, and it's only a matter of time before an officer is put in grave danger.
They have hampered our ability to do our job safely.
Longtime correction officer and president of Local 387, Sean Howard, feels like he's at his wit's end.
It is a very unsafe, very hostile environment right now.
Outside of being a correction officer, he represents 600 other COs across Connecticut. Lately, Howard says they're all under attack.
The inmates now know that they can do certain things in the facility and get away with that without serious consequences.
This after 4 correctional officers have been assaulted in a matter of 3 weeks. The latest assault happening where Howard works, at Cheshire Correctional Institution.
He was on a post by himself watching 50-plus highly assaultive inmates in the state of Connecticut.
Howard says the rookie officer was serving dinner with an inmate when another inmate flipped the tray over, punching the officer in the face and stomach. He was without backup for a bit.
It was a traumatic experience for him. He is fresh on the job, and this is what he's been introduced to.
On Tuesday, an inmate at the Garner Correctional Institute in Newtown stabbed 2 officers with a weapon made out of a toothbrush. Howard attributes this all to a newer law called the PROTECT Act, allowing inmates more time out of cells and limiting time in restrictive housing units.
These guys are out now. They're gambling. They're fighting more. They're attacking us more unprovoked.
Howard says legislators created these laws without consulting the people it impacts and without giving inmates more things to do when they're out.
People that aren't doing our job are trying to tell us how to do our job.
The commissioner for the State Department of Correction declined an interview, but said in a statement, quote, "I will use whatever means I have at my disposal to ensure the safety of the brave men and women of this agency." But Howard hopes that change comes quick before it's too late.
And the last serious incident we had was 9 years ago. So that should tell you what's going on behind those walls.
Now, we did reach out to the co-chairs of the Judiciary Committee involved in the making of these laws, but neither were available for comment. We are in Cheshire. Julia LeBlanc, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
All right, Julia, thank you. So technically, we're supposed to have nearly a month of summer left. But it's not really feeling very much like summer.
No, I know. It's like little taste of fall in the air out there, Rachel, even though it is kind of on the warmish side, right?
I think, yes. Summer is going to be back, though, heading into the day tomorrow. Clouds will break for sunshine. We'll hold on to that humidity, and we'll see temperatures exactly around average for this time of year. So we won't get back to the refreshing, early fall feel that we had earlier this week. It has been shades of gray all day long. I think this picture really tells the story, but I'm sure if you've looked outside the window at any point today, you knew how it was. 73 degrees right now in Hartford, and there are still a couple light showers out there, areas of fog, mist, drizzle, and that'll be the case as we head through the evening tonight. Overnight lows right around 70 degrees. Heading through the day tomorrow, it starts a little bit gloomy. There could be an early morning shower or rumble of thunder, but then clouds will break for sun, and here's that return to summer that we were telling you about. Sunday looks nice too, but it will be cooler. We'll talk about it. Your full forecast coming up.
Thank you, Rachel. A West Hartford business is closed after a car crashes into the front of the storefront there. You can see a car drove through the front of dry cleaning by McLean's on Albany Avenue. The windows of the business are now smashed. Thankfully, no one was injured in the building, but the driver was taken to the hospital. This is not the first time a car has crashed into a business there. The same thing happened back in June of 2021 at the Cleaners and last year at the Starbucks next door.
And in Farmington, a crash on Route 6 is under investigation, shutting down several roads in that area. The crash itself happened in the area of Birdseye Road. Police say it appears one driver lost control and hit another car. Both cars' airbags went off. All 4 occupants of both cars were taken to a hospital. Police say they believe there are serious injuries. They are asking any witnesses of the crash to please contact them. Well, new reaction tonight after the U.S. Navy awarded Sikorsky its largest contract yet.
The Stratford-based company will get nearly $3 billion to build and deliver 35 King Stallion helicopters. Fox 61's political reporter Emma Wolfhorst has been following the story for us. She joins us now in studio with more. Emma.
Sarah, Brent, this is the largest procurement to date for this multi-mission aircraft, the CH-53K, or King Stallion. State officials and lawmakers say this is a big win for Sikorsky Sikorsky. This contract coming just months after the company lost a $1.3 billion Army contract.
This is a good day for Connecticut. It's a good day for Sikorsky. It's a good day for labor.
The U.S. Navy awarded Sikorsky a $2.7 billion contract to build 35 CH-53K helicopters, the largest yet for the King Stallion aircraft.
Servicemen and women around the world will have the world's best helicopter.
This agreement includes 27 U.S. Marine Corps aircraft and 8 aircraft for the Israeli Defense Forces. Sikorsky's president Paul Lemo said this contract stabilizes Sikorsky's nationwide supply base, creates additional production efficiencies, and provides the U.S. Marine Corps with transformative 21st century technologies.
We're very fortunate that we have a highly skilled and trained labor force to deliver that product.
But this win coming just months after Sikorsky lost the U.S. Army's Black Hawk replacement contract to Texas-based Bell.
The next generation of the Black Hawk didn't necessarily come our way. However, there is still going to be a need for Black Hawk.
And Connecticut lawmakers say this latest win eases previous concerns about keeping Sikorsky's thousands of jobs in the state. Congresswoman Rosa DeLauro wrote, "The company and its employees are the lifeblood of our community. This $2.7 billion award will keep good-paying jobs in Connecticut and ensures that Stratford continues to build the helicopters of the future."
Connecticut is willing to work with both our federal partners and Sikorsky and labor to make sure that Connecticut remains the home of Sikorsky Lockheed.
And this contract is estimated to support nearly 8,000 employees across Connecticut. Sikorsky will begin delivering these new King Stallion helicopters in 2026. Brent, Sarah.
Thank you, Emma. United Illuminating's proposed rate increase has been rejected by Connecticut's energy regulators. The Public Utilities Regulatory Authority, or PURA, made its final decisions today after months of tension and frustration. UI had asked for a $131 million rate increase over 3 years. PURA knocked it down to an almost $23 million increase. The average customer should expect to see about a 2% difference on their bill. Attorney General William Tong says PURA has to keep holding these energy companies accountable.
We are going to give them a rate of return. We're going to let them make money based on their performance. Right. And when they perform well, they'll do well as a company. When they don't perform well, we're going to hold them accountable. And this is what performance-based rate making looks like. It's a fancy term. It means do your job and do it well.
For more on that conversation with Attorney General William Tong, including more on the proposed rate increases by Connecticut health insurers, tune into Fox 61's political show, The Real Story, 10 a.m. on Sundays.